Have hope at 7:48.
Yes, we do.
Still on?
Yes, we are still on. Hello, hello. So they closed out their season, the Flyers, last night with another loss.
Well,
the team ended the season with a 33-39-10 record.
Yep, that's right.
And now the Fly Guys have a chance at the #1 draft pick. So there's a silver lining.
There's positive.
Yes.
From the Nasty Knuckles podcast, we've got a former Flyer right here, Riley Cote, and his co-host on the show, Derek Settlemyre. Thank you both for coming in.
Of course, thanks for
That's
having
awesome.
us.
Yeah, thanks for
So
having
we
us.
keep saying this morning, there's a bright future for the Flyers.
There is.
Do you agree?
I think there is, yeah, and I think you just have to be patient. I know the fans don't want to hear that, but I think there's some nice pieces to the puzzle that are currently in place, and I think with the 3 first-round draft picks this year, and potentially, who knows where they fit in this top 4 pick. And then I think going into like next year, the space opens up for more free agent signings. I think the next couple of years should be interesting.
Well, after the coach change, not that this has anything to do with it, the Flyers went 5-2-1.
That's right.
A burst of energy at the end of the season.
Yeah.
That's
What do you
another
think
positive.
that says?
I think from what we had heard from a few players that some weight was lifted off the shoulders maybe, and you could see a little looseness in their game, and I think that that helped.
What do
quite
we
a bit.
need in this draft? Center, goalie, what?
I think they take the best available player, but certainly the goaltending position needs to be filled. I'm not sure even if they pick this year that would be filled in the next couple of years. Obviously nice to have a rock solid defenseman, but I think whoever's available, top centerman would be nice. But I think whoever's available that fits that pick, they'll grab.
Do we need an enforcer like you? Or is that even part of the league anymore?
It still is, believe it or not, and the Flyers do have a really tough player. Plays on the 4th line, Nick Deslauriers, and he's very tough. He keeps teams honest out there. But I think the biggest thing the Flyers are looking for is centermen, and there are a few good centermen in the draft this year.
By the way, when you were growing up, do coaches bring up the fighting part of it?
No, it's kind of something
It's
you
natural.
figure out on your own, and yet, at the time there's a role for it, so you have to kind of accept it.
What is the role?
Well, the role is to protect your teammates, bring energy,
Yeah.
show up when's needed, and it's a physical role. So not everybody signs up for that. If I was to choose, I would have scored 50 goals instead of having to slug it out every night. It pays a little better, it's easier on the body, but it wasn't in the cards. So.
But if I was fighting you,
Yes.
like this,
Oh my God.
And I would tie you up, and then I would draw it back.
and
then
I would fall to the ice so that the rest would come in.
yeah, well, that's one way out. Yeah, exactly. Whoever kind of falls over, it kind of kills the fight.
you can't do that.
Yeah, exactly. You're trying to stand up.
See how we treat our guests?
Yeah,
Gotta
it's great.
put
It's
them
great.
all-
Oh, you want some of me?
Well, I was wondering why you haven't shown any of my clips of my fights. I'm kidding.
Nasty's 0-3-1.
4-1, Rick.
4-1.
Yeah.
Sorry, my bad. Just counting.
How'd you two get so close?
I think it was my first day in Philly when I first signed my contract with the Phantoms in 04-05, and Nasty was the first guy I met. He was our equipment manager for the Phantoms at the time,
sure.
and we just hit it off. He was just one of those guys that I felt like I'd known him for years, and took care of the boys, and it was lighthearted and fun.
How did he get that name?
He came with that name. I think he's born with that name.
Nasty.
Matty Court asked me that one day on the radio live,
Yeah.
and I said, my daughters are listening, Matt, and you know me well enough. So.
Not that hockey players have a reputation.
No.
So what's the podcast about?
Well, we interview a lot. Obviously, it's about hockey, but we try to humanize the players a little bit for people because,
Yeah.
you don't always get to see that side of them. So that's one of the main things we focus on.
I like that. And you guys, you can relate. You can ask the different perspective and get those different questions. And
Exactly, different perspectives, player, equipment manager, so you're hearing kind of different angles of a story. Nasty's got an incredible memory, and I don't have a great memory, so he's plucking up stories from the past that I don't remember. Probably half of them not true, I'm not sure, but it's amazing. It's fun, just going to draw some
What happened to your
stories.
memory? Is too much hockey?
Yeah, probably something like that. Yeah, too
A few
much.
bumps.
Yeah, too many bumps.
Where do you
Took
live
more
now?
than me.
I'm in Chad's Ford, PA.
Chatsworth? No, it's beautiful out there.
It is, yeah.
how often do you guys do new episodes?
Every week.
Every week.
We do.
Very cool.
We sure do.
Well, thank you for being here.
Yeah, of
Thanks
course.
for
Thanks for
having us.
having us.
It's great.
Appreciate it.
Good to see
Thank
you.
you. Yeah,
Thank you
of course.
so
Thank
much.
you. Of
Good to see
course.
you.
Thank you, sir. Good to see you as
Nasty.
well.
Let's go
Yes, sir.
Flyers.